This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
The decision to bring back Vince Viegel.
Yeah.
What went into that, and is he ready to play if needed?
Well, we'll see how he looks in practice these next couple of days. Obviously, we have history with Vince. He's been here the last couple of years. Hurt last year. Had him in training camp. So a lot of things we like about him as a player, as a person, and we're excited to have him back.
I want to go through kind of a list of guys that you gave us slight updates on Monday.
Yeah.
Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, Devontae Parker, Preston Williams, and Shaheen. You expect them to be at the walkthrough? Yeah,
expect them all to be at the walkthrough. Again, it's obviously a scaled down pace, so they'll all be available for that. And we'll just take it one day at a time. They're all getting better. They're all treating. They're all doing everything they can. I think tomorrow's kind of going to tell us a lot more about their potential status for the game. But yeah, they'll be available for the walkthrough.
Coach, sounds like home. Just kind of an exhausting, maybe last couple of days. Do you feel like guys are refreshed, energized, ready for this week?
Yeah, I mean it was good juice in the meetings this morning, and guys are ready to go from a preparation standpoint, getting ready for Atlanta. Obviously, we have some familiarity with them from seeing them in training camp. They're a good team. They do a lot of good things, really, in all three phases. We know that obviously it's going to be a big challenge. We've talked about the adjustments, the improvements, the small margin for error there is in this league, and I think they just want to get out there and try to improve, get better, and try to do the things we need to do to have have the outcome we're looking for.
How has Tool responded since getting into that action and now preparing for another practice week?
He's responded well. I mean, he's really into the preparation for this week. He was in yesterday, working out, kind of getting started on his prep. Same thing this morning. He's in early, going through some of the early down stuff, the run game, the play action game, the drop back game. So understanding kind of how they want to play defensively. He was asking a lot of questions like he always does, and going through his preparation, and just ready to get out there and practice, and we'll really walk through today. But it's an opportunity to get in the huddle, go through the play calls. Go through our alignments, our assignments, our responsibilities, his conversations with, the receivers, the backs, the tight ends, the O-line. Hey, we're expecting this. We need to do this. This is a good player. Make sure we got this guy taken care of. Matchups, things like that.
From that pain tolerance standpoint, did you come out of it okay? Well,
I mean, obviously there was some discomfort, but he's a tough kid, and I thought he got through it well, and. I think this is one of those things where every week you just get a little bit better each day, each week, hopefully. And but he's a tough kid. He's gonna, if he's, I'm sure he's there is some discomfort, but in his mind he's good to go. So he's not going to complain about anything.
Right, it's pretty rare for a team to come back from London and not have a bye.
Yeah.
In a weird way, can that almost be beneficial to you guys right now, just to get right back out there and keep trying to find something that works?
Yeah, I think we want to get back out there. We want to get back out there and play and perform better. I mean, that's really what we're looking to do. And to wait a couple weeks, I wouldn't want. I'm happy we're playing. I think the players are happy we're playing, and we're excited to get started with our prep today.
Was it difficult for you? I mean, it's a 9-hour flight home for everybody. There aren't really a lot of days off in your line of work. I get that, but was it tough for you to bounce back physically, mentally, all those things?
I mean, I like to think of myself as a resilient person. Look, I've dealt with plenty of adversity in my life, so disappointment. But you watch the film, you make the corrections. You see the things that we need to do better, the things that I need to do better, the points of emphasis that we have talked about, but we got to find a different way to talk about them, to teach them, and yeah, I mean it's long flight, lots to think about, a lot of film to watch, a lot of lots to think about, but yeah, move, pick yourself up, move on.
Brian, when you watch the Falcons on film, how much of it is stuff that you recognize from them being here a few days this summer, and how much of it are you realizing, although them being here in the preseason doesn't benefit our preparation that much?
I think a lot of the players are the same, so there's familiarity from that standpoint. Schematically, there are some things that are just kind of core fundamentals, core principles of that offense, that defense, that kicking game. And those, kind of foundational pieces are there. But I think, Arthur, Dean, those guys do a good job of dressing things up a little bit differently, and then doing their core things. But they don't look like their core stuff. So we've got to do a good job with our communication. We've got to do a good job, kind of following our rules, and while we do have familiarity with them from a personnel standpoint, I said this on Monday, they didn't show us everything. We didn't show them everything. They got good coaches. They do a good job. They got good scheme, good players. So, we're going to have to do a good job with our technique, our fundamentals, our communication, and take care of all those little things, which if you just take care of all the little things, then normally the big things work out in your favor.
I want to see if I heard something right. Among the things you said a minute ago, did you say that the staff will consider different ways of teaching? Can you tell me more about that?
I think this is just teaching in general. So everyone's a little bit different. I've got one son who learns this way, another son who learns this way. I think, we talk about things like, whatever it might be. Route depths. We talk about, run defense, run fits, tackling. We may show it on video. We may show a PowerPoint. We might get up and demonstrate ourselves. I think, there's a few different ways to teach things. So, as a teacher, if we're not getting it, then you got to find a different way. And I guess that's really, what I'm saying.
Hence the value of today's walkthrough, right? Extra value.
Well, I think that's more along the lines of, the idea behind the walkthrough was a long trip, trying to take a little bit off of them. That's really more behind the walkthrough. But, yeah, definitely an opportunity to get a little bit more teaching done. And, I don't want to make too much of this, but I think in any situation for anybody who's teaching anyone, if it's may not be resonating the way you want it to, you got to change.
Ryan, how would you assess the progress of the current starting offensive line, and are you continuing to move forward with this group?
I think they're doing. I think anytime you get a group that's can play together for multiple weeks, hopefully months, then you have an opportunity for that group as a group to get better. So we'll stay with that line. And they've done some good things, but I think with more repetition, with more time together, hopefully they can continue to grow as a unit. And that's just one part of the offense. Obviously a big part, but one part of the offense. And we need to grow as an offense, as a defense, as a special teams, as a team.
Now
When a team's 1-5, when things aren't going well for a team, do you find it's difficult to get players to just focus on their job, like just do your assignment? Nobody has to be a hero right now. Nobody has to do more than you're being asked to do. And there is probably that tendency, I gotta do more, I gotta do more, I gotta do more. Mm-hmm. Is it tough to try to rein players in a little bit when they want to win so badly, and there's that compelling feeling that I gotta do more when it's really has to do with what the assignment is?
I mean, it's a great question. I think we have a group of guys who all want to do more. They're all competitive. They all want to help the team. But you're right. I mean, I think the thing that they can do to help the team is take care of their alignment, their assignment, their responsibility. And if each guy does that, and we do it play after play after play, we'll get the results we want. But I think everybody wants to do a little bit more. So I'm in my gap. I try to make a play, and I'm out of my gap, and that happens. And I understand the wanting to do that for the team, and it's with the right thought processes, with their heart's in the right place, and that's kind of that's the balance we're trying to get to. But I think the want to, the competitiveness, the desire to help our team, that's there. I mean, these guys, they're pulling for each other, supporting each other, and I think when you have enough of that, then and we continue to just prepare and work things out in all three phases, then I think we'll be okay.
Ryan, I know the past couple of years, this team has started slow and then trended upward as the season goes on. And I know this is a different year, a different team and everything, but are there things you can take from those experiences and apply them to this year to get players to believe or to get things just turned around in general?
I think the probably what comes to mind is I always want to feel like we're getting better, and I think if you feel that way, then regardless of the circumstances, the results, then there's something that's you can kind of pull from that. You can kind of build on that. In some areas we are, and a lot of areas we aren't. So that's a lot of that's a lot of the things that we've been talking about is our continued improvement, our trying to build, trying to improve, and really there's a myriad of areas, offensively, defensively, in the kicking game, and I think once we start to improve in those areas more consistently and as a team, then we'll get some of the improvement that we desire.
I know you talk about balance a lot, but I had a kind of specific question. How much of a role do you think running RPOs has played a role, has played a factor in not running at the volume that maybe you would liked? And if it hasn't played a role at all, I mean, what do you think is the reason for not rushing as much as?
I think it's more about probably being behind. I think that's probably the number one reason why we're getting less rushes. The RPOs may play a factor in that as well. It's run, pass. If they give us the pass, we pass it. But I think every team's dealing with that. But we got to do a little bit. We got to do more. We got to run it a little bit. We got to run it more. We got to run it more efficiently, and something we've talked about. And hopefully we get to. Hopefully we have an opportunity to do that. We'll obviously try to do that, and it's something we need to do a better job of.
Of the guys recovering from injury that will be participating in today's walkthrough, which ones of them would go if it was a full practice, or how far along are they?
Can you repeat that again?
Which guys would be available for a full practice as opposed to just today's walkthrough? All the guys that are participating in today's walkthrough that are coming back from injuries.
I mean, that's hard to say. I mean, I think they'd all be. I mean, I don't really want to get into hypotheticals about what today would look like. I mean, we'll see them tomorrow, but I think they're all trending in the right direction. They're all working hard. They're all rehabbing. They're all think they'll all have an opportunity potentially to they would have an opportunity to practice today. I think they're going to have an opportunity to practice tomorrow. But there's a lot that goes into that, Dave. It's, how do they feel that morning? It's hard to say today, given that we knew it was going to be a walkthrough.
I know we spoke to you earlier during the joint practices about your relationship with Matt Ryan dating back to Boston College, but is there any maybe one memory or one trait that sticks out from that one season that you've kind of still seen in his play to this day?
As a player?
Yeah.
I was going to say I remember him singing as a freshman in front of the whole team. That's the one thing that sticks out, but I forgot what song it was, but we just made all the freshmen. I remember him being up there. But he was always a smart player. He was always cerebral, even when he was, 18 years old. And, he always had a good idea what he was looking at as far as what he saw defensively and where to attack him. So that's been the case for a long time.
We asked you this about Tom too, but Tom, Matt, Aaron, Ben, they don't age. These guys, they really don't. What is it about? Is it just the cerebral nature of the position? What is it about that these guys have been able to not just get on top, but stay there for as long as they have?
They're obsessed with being good. They're obsessed with being great. So practice, nutrition, hydration, there's no magic. They all work at it. But they're able to sustain that type of work ethic because they're obsessed with being, great players. And that's really it. There really is no magic. The magic is, not a lot of people have that type of obsession to be great. They don't have that. So those guys do, and you see why they played so long, why they're able to perform at a high level for so long.